Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince and today we're talking about two Malayalam films which recently came out on Amazon Prime, which are Cold Case and Aanum Pennum. I decided to talk about both of these films in my What I Watched Last Month live stream, which will be happening on Saturday. But there are already too many films I'll be talking about that day, so I thought, let's just make a video about it. And I have to say both the films were underwhelming. First, let's talk about Cold Case, starring Prithviraj Sukumaran, directed by Tanu Balak. Now this one just didn't work for me. It was an excruciating experience watching it. Again, we watched it on Discord with other viewers, so if you want to join us, link in the description. It was just a generic film, nothing more than that. It had good production design, good cinematography, and that's it. There's no character depth, there's no tension in the movie. The film just falls flat, there's nothing in it. It's just things happening, that's it. And that works for some films, but this is not that film. It's an investigation. It is a thriller. And there are also supernatural elements to it. And that supernatural elements didn't fit well with that investigation thriller. It just doesn't work. The horror elements were just forced. There was literally nothing happening on the screen and the sound effects were as if, something big has happened. Oh, so scary. There's one thing of setting a mood up, but this was not that. According to the film, the ghost is in the refrigerator. But there's so many shots of the well also, as if it's haunted. Like what? It doesn't make any sense. First of all, horror doesn't make sense to me, and then it's executed so badly in this film. There's so many plot points which doesn't do anything, like they're unnecessary information. Now Aditi Balan's character Medha, she's getting a divorce, she has a nagging mother-in-law who believes in this guru, and all of that is set up in the movie but never even addressed again. Then a sister hen commits suicide, which never comes back until the last point, and then you find out, oh, maybe there is a sequel. And then you're like, okay, you are adding all these information just for the sequel. This all had nothing to do with this film. It was nice for a change, the characters are trying to find out the truth about what's happening, trying to find out what the ghost is and everything. And that was quite interesting. But the execution is just dull. There's so many illogical moments in the movie. This is new terms crying now. I still don't understand that. And even after knowing that there's a ghost in your house, you're still living there with your daughter. Okay, alright. And then there's Prithviraj's character, like no depth. It's such a generic role. Anyone could have played it. You didn't need Prithviraj to do that. There's so many stupid moments. He just reaches to office and asks the police officers, what happened, any update, and they're like, oh, I got a mail for the Aadhaar card, and Prithviraj says, yeah, download it, and then he downloads it and shows it to him, like what? Then there was a scene there counting how many reported cases are there. Then he writes the figure on the board. Then he asks how many were solved. Then he writes that and calculating that. That guy already did the calculation. Directly come to the point. And each and every dialogue in this movie, it's an exposition dump. Now, exposition is basically the plot, which should be explained to us by the actions of the characters in the story. But that dump happens when you need to give too much information to the audience to understand what's happening. But every dialogue in this movie is that. It's just exposition. The characters are not saying dialogue. They are not people who talk generally. No, they are literally saying, hey, exposition, and the person is replying, yeah, exposition. That's it. They're just telling the plots through the dialogues. That's it. Nothing else. The problem is that the film is not even bad that, we enjoy it watching it. Like Radhe maybe. We were just going through it like a chore. That's it. And definitely there was a potential, but it was wasted. When we finally get to the killer is listening to death metal. What a stereotyping. The actors in the movie were totally wasted. They had nothing to add to it. And those are my thoughts on Cold Case. Before I continue, find value with the like button so the video reaches to more people. Do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications. Also, the channel membership is live. You can support the channel and enjoy different perks. To know more, click on the join button. Now let's talk about Aanum Pennum. Now it's an anthology movie. There are 3 films and each are about a strong woman, and all 3 women characters are really well written, and the men in all 3 movies are stupid, idiots, predators and dumb, which is true. Now the first one by JK, starring Samyuktha Menon, Joju George and Indrajith Sukumaran. That one was my least favorite. It started well, it was interesting, the era it was set in, and I got educated about that era, what was going on in Kerala. But by the end of the movie, I didn't understand what they're trying to do. Okay, she's a strong character, we expect her to go through things, but she didn't. She fights back, and that's it. It's over. And the other characters in the film are just dumb, There are some action scenes which are not done really well, not impressed at all, and there was nothing much to it. The second one was directed by Venu, starring Parvathy and Asif Ali, and Parvathy was amazing in the movie. She owned that character. It was such a lovely character, so well done. Her mannerisms, she even did a voice modulation. And as you were watching it on Discord, I got to know that she was speaking different Malayalam, not the traditional one. I would love to watch a movie just about that character. That was so well done. This one was also interesting, but then it became weird and I was lost. I thought I'm lost in translation, but even Malayalis with me watching, they were like, what is happening? What? It was confusing. And at the end, she'll deciding all her property and money will go to his daughter. And I'm like, what? Okay, it makes sense. She has been an independent woman and she wants her daughter also to be independent. That's why she's doing it. She doesn't have anyone else in her life. But the execution of that was not done well. Now, the third one, directed by Ashik Abu, is really the best out of the three. Written by Unni R. It was done really well. Roshan Mathew and Darshana Rajendran did a great job. And I know that they're couples in real life, so I think that could have helped. And the dialogues were really well written. We get to explore the relationship through that. It's really fun. It's very exciting. There's a lot of humor in it. And at the end, that twist, this is the only film that leaves you wanting more. And I think that's a victory for a short film or an anthology film. And that's it. So guys, that's the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the thumbs up button, share this video, let me in the comments your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed yet, check out the videos. If you like them too, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Stay home, stay safe.